going on, guys? I'm back. Still trading. Still, trying to chew my way back from that, what, $60, $70 loss that I had this morning. Um, I am. I switched sides. I switched to the upside because I'm looking at everything now. The things that I see have actually started moving upwards, and they have broken their downtrends from um, the last few days. So I don't think this is going to be a long-term pop. It could be, but what I'm most interested in is where's it going to be in the next couple of days, right? That's where I'm looking. So the reason why I'm talking about calls now, which is a call option to the upside, is let's take a look at Nvidia as an example. Here's the one-day chart, and as you can see, if you zoom in a little bit, I have a lot of lines drawn. Let me get rid of some of these lines. They're just kind of random. Remove drawing. We're going to remove all these lines so I can draw them for you guys so you can see what it is that I'm actually looking at, right? That's kind of giving me these indications. So I remove that drawing and switch over to the 5-minute. Now this is a peak right here from a previous high 290 from the pullback after a big giant dip. So this peak right here, if you draw a line along all the peaks, you can see that it just broke the peak earlier today, right? And it's coming back up to it now to test to see if that's actually where it's going to. This is a channel, but that's okay. It still draws the line. So you can see that it broke it earlier today, right? Dipped down below it, and it's just kind of been riding it. It's been riding it. So if this bumps back up above 273, 274, then it's on the 275. So I got in pretty early on it. I didn't wait for confirmation, didn't wait for it to go, because this could potentially, NVIDIA, it could potentially fall down below this 270 mark. And if it does, that's not good. It's going to keep going because we have a sort of head and shoulders formation that this is creating. You got your first shoulder right here. You have your head right here and your second shoulder right here, right? Now, the only way that this confirms, that's why you had this big dip, because everybody said, oh God, head and shoulders. Now, the only way this confirms, because you can't have two shoulders. You can have a head right here, or a shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then a second shoulder, right? You can have two shoulders. What up, Peebs? So you can have two shoulders on either side, right? Both sides, either side. Sometimes you can even have two heads. As the first spike came up, hit this dip on the head, came down, the second spike came up. Again, it hit this dip on the head, and now it's starting to go down, right? So if it confirms down past the initial shoulder, which is the left shoulder, if it confirms past that, which is 270.20, what was the low? The low was 270.25, 270.19. So if it breaks below 270.19, yeah, what's up, Usama Kin? Yeah, I do trade, bro. I don't trade how most people trade, right? Like when you say trading, like day trading, I'm not like get in, get out, make $10,000 in 5 seconds. Like that's not generally how I trade. Generally, I look at the stock as how is it going to act over the course of the week, or over the course of a couple of weeks, or even a couple of days, and then I'll make trades based on that, right? Like I was just explaining, this has the head and shoulders formation, and it's because it's at a key point. It's at a, yeah, I mean long term, sort of, kind of long term, but I mean long term for me is a couple weeks. Like for me, that's long term. I don't like holding something for more than a couple of days, because all the trades that I make are based on, short-term pops, right, from technical indicators. So this head and shoulders pattern that it created that because it's at sort of a pivotal point. It's breaking the downtrend from the past week or so, right? So because it broke that relatively good by about what, $2 or so. It's trading futures. Yeah. I mean, I got into futures a long time ago, but I didn't really like it. Pork bellies. I did. I was trading futures and I did okay with it because it's more like, yeah, Nasdaq, S&P. I'm mostly tech, right? Like that's most of the stuff that I look at is tech. It's Apple, AMD, Nvidia, Tesla, right? Facebook, like all these tech names that everybody knows, and I've watched them now for so long that I kind of know how they move, so I'm looking for patterns that I recognize and things that are just like, oh, yep, that's it. That's the one. And then I'll take advantage of that, right? That's more or less all I'm trying to do is I'm not looking to long-term invest. I'm not looking to buy something and hold it for 10 years or 15 years. Like these options contracts that I have, they expire this coming Friday. So if I didn't sell them by Friday, they'd be worthless. I would lose all of my money in them, right? So I'm trying to sell them by today or tomorrow, really. The calls that I bought on these, I'm trying to sell them by tomorrow, and that's if it closes strong. If it doesn't close strong today, I'm going to sell them, right? And I'm just going to take whatever loss I have because the move isn't confirmed. So, but the QQQ made newer highs. We got newer highs on the Qs, and we got newer highs. Hopefully newer highs. You might be more rushed. I mean, it's not good to be rushed. I don't know if you were on the stream that I had this morning. I streamed for about 45 minutes, and it's not good to be rushed, right? This is my first time streaming more than a couple hours. Yeah. I mean, I'm with you on that. I don't like to hold contracts. Like, I don't like to, right? I was holding contracts earlier today only because I made some bad judgment calls, right? And I mean, I didn't lose like a lot of money. I didn't lose any money. I was like $60 or something, but it was still avoidable, right? And I like to think it's because I was streaming. So I kind of have this new perspective on what it is that I'm doing. You know what I mean? As opposed to just sitting here and staring at it and biting my nails and freaking out, right? And trying to actually pay attention to what I'm doing. It's a little more difficult to do it when you're talking and trying to explain what it is that you're doing. It's a little more difficult. So, but I mean, I haven't lost a significant amount of money, and I'm still in my positions for tomorrow and for the rest of the week. So it's just something I'm trying out. Trying to trade, see what happens. I've been trading options for a long time, probably 10 years or more. Off and on. So I don't look at it as like a quick buck. I look at it as something that I'm going to be doing for a long time. The psych thing is the craziest about this. Yeah, that's the hardest part, bro. 100%. Like that's the hardest part. If you can keep your emotions in check, right? And you know something's going to happen, or you get a pretty good idea that something's going to happen, and it doesn't happen right away, right? Because it doesn't always. And you can keep your emotions in check, then you'll do fine. Like earlier, I was freaking out so bad because I bought some calls, and I was freaking out so bad that I literally had to stop watching, dude. I was like freaking the hell out. So I went to the store, bought a pack of cigarettes, which I don't smoke. I vape, but I went to the store and bought a pack of cigarettes and smoked a half a pack of cigarettes on my back porch, freaking out because I'm like, oh my God, I bought all this crap and it's going the other way. But it doesn't really matter because would I even be losing that much money? Like, no, I'd be losing like $100 or $200 if it went south. If I held on, like I'm not that worried about it, but then I go back. Most of my losses are due to freaking out. Yeah, bro. Yep. Whenever you get into a trade and it goes south for whatever reason, and you're like, oh God, it's not coming back. It's not coming. I don't want to hold. I remember how bad this hurt, losing all that money. That's when it gets you. You know what I mean? Instead of saying, okay, let me look at the analytics on this. Let me look at the, you know what I mean? Instead of actually staring at it and figuring out where your levels are and all that, the things that you know you need to do, right? I mean, you know you need to do that. Yeah. Dude, I couldn't help it, man. I stopped smoking when my daughter was born, and like this morning, and I think what it was is because I was streaming, you know, so I'm like, this is too stressful. I can't because I've never streamed trading stocks before, right? And I've had lots of really good days where I mean, just last week it was like 80%, 40%, 60% every single day, right? Just going nuts. And I turned the stream on today, and my first trade, I'm like, oh, it's just no good, man. It's just no good, you know? But that's why you take a step back, take a breath, reassess, figure out, you know, what the next move is from the market, where you think it's going to go, and then you make a play based on that, right? I mean, that's what else can you do? Like, you're going to, you know, go start punching walls and like freaking out and acting like a psycho because you lost some money. Like, it's just money. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. What matters the most is your family, you know, your mental health, the things that you cherish in your life, right? That's what matters most. So if you lose some money, so what? Get over it. It's not a big deal. You just try it again. It's like golf, playing golf. You screw up, so what? There's another hole. Or a video game. You lose a game, so what? It's another match. It's not that big of a deal, right? But what kind of stuff do you normally trade, Usama? Like what stocks are you into if you're still in the chat? What kind of options do you buy? And even on the 5-minute chart, this is still forming. So like on NVIDIA as an example, I'll find the peak from the day, from the daily trend, right? The high was 275.58. So good 275.58, you know, that's roundabout. I'm looking for guesstimate estimates, right? Close enough is good for me because I want longer moves. And I draw a downtrend on these spikes, right? And you can see on the channel, it's hit this trend a couple of times. So this is a pretty considerable point of resistance right here because we have the daily that's coming down to hit this at the same time, and then just from today at the same point. So right now, NVIDIA is kind of a make or break situation right here. I feel like there are some weeks that seem to be heaven. Your mentally and strategy are aligned. Your day smooth, and then some weeks you're just like consistent hitting the toe in the corner. Yeah. I mean, that's how it goes, bro. I think the trick is to make those weeks and those days not hurt as bad, right? That's the trick. So if you can make those painful days, those days when you lose, right, and you keep making trades and every one of them is wrong, you know, because we all have days like that. You make a trade and it's wrong, and you end up losing money. The trick is to know when to cut those losses, which is usually immediately. Because if you don't cut them immediately, then you're going to sit there and bite your nails and freak out and smoke a half a pack of cigarettes. You know what I mean? And maybe go bitch about it on a stream or something. Like that's what you're going to do, you know? So don't do that. That's not, you know, that's not a winning strategy right there. The NQ, yeah. Yeah, I mean, where do you think it's going to go? I mean, I'm big on the SPY and the Qs, you know, but you think over the next week, like if you had to make a guess, what do you think is going to happen? Up or down, you know? Oh, you trade futures. I gotcha. Yeah. They don't move as quickly. Sometimes they do. It depends on what's going on, you know? The only reason that I like equities and options is a lot of times the moves that they make aren't really related to anything other than technicals, you know? There'll be no news, no catalyst, really nothing happening in the market, just random technical fill, or it's filling a technical pattern. So that's why I trade them, because I know that I should be looking at the company's financials and projections and news and updates, and I should be looking at all of that and what happens with the CEOs and all this stuff. I should totally be looking at that, right? And these are such well-known companies that I feel like the news that they put out, it's all got motives behind it, right? And it's based on the technicals. A lot of times, I'll actually look at the technicals on it and know that a big dump is about to come or a big jump is about to come, and then they'll release news like right when it's about to happen. And I don't know if I think it's to make it worse. I mean, anyone who's been around options long enough or just stocks long enough, they know it. You've seen that before, right? They come on the news and say that just to say that. If it breaks the resistance tomorrow, continue up. Yeah, I mean, I see that with a lot of them right now, man. I see that with a lot of them because we've had some pretty down days last week, right? Which is why I got into the calls. Yeah, it's early. I didn't wait for confirmation like I should have. I mean, this morning on the stream, I was calling out NVIDIA at above 275, right? If it goes over 275, and really it's like 275, 50 or something like that, this little gap right here. And it's got some resistance at 276, and it's got some resistance on the way up, right? But I knew that if it broke above 275, that it's probably going to continue up. It's going to have a small reversal on the daily, right? The 4-hour chart has been going down for the past week or so. So if it breaks above that 275 level, there's a good chance from this previous dip here, there's a good chance that it'll come up to at least like 280, this next spike. There's a good chance. It's not certainty, but there's a good chance. Plus it'll bust past these moving averages, and that'll give it some room to breathe. So I got in pretty early, and I might get burned on it. I might. But if it doesn't break this downward trend that it's in, I'll just get out of it, and trade again tomorrow. And I might lose $50 or $100 or whatever it works out to be. I might end up losing that. But so what? Because my gains that I get from using a strategy like this, the way I trade, doesn't matter. Because I might lose $100 or $200. As long as I don't lose $100 or $200 every single day, it's fine. Because then, I'll make 400% in 20 minutes and when I make a good call, right? On a swing trade. That's usually where I make the most money, is on my swing trades. At least the big down going is broken. Yeah. That's what it looks like. What worries me is that sometimes I see it break this downtrend, right? On the daily or on the 5 minutes, it'll break the downtrend and just kind of come up to create a new spike. And then that's your new downtrend. That's the hardest part to see, right? But sticking to your strategy is very crucial. Yeah, I agree. And that's what I'm trying to do today. I'm trying to stick to my strategy, make sure that I don't, make any stupid decisions or have anything really screw up my trading, right? And I mean, it just broke down. It just broke over both of the descending resistance levels. So it's got some room. NVIDIA, NVIDIA's got some room, and that's good. That's exactly what I was looking for. I bought these calls earlier today for Apple, AMD, and NVIDIA. Probably not the smartest move. I'm not going to lie. It's probably not the smartest move. But then I look at the VIX, right? As an example, I look at VIX on the day chart, and I can see that it's been riding this low, right? It's been riding this low on the 5-minute chart, or the 15 from the day. Just broke down below it. And the next real support that we have for VIX is right in this 1876 level, something like that. Yeah, right in here. It's like 17, so it's got to go down, right, to come back up. And I mean, it's sort of creating a flag down at the end of this run. So I think it's going to continue to go down, at least for a bit. It could come all the way back to these, beginning of the year levels or last year levels where it's at like $16 or $16.95 for the VIX. So, and if it does, it's great. that's what I'm hoping for. But we'll just have to watch and see, because I'm not an expert, you know. Certainly when I follow my rules, I'm winning 89% of the time. When I don't wait for my confirmation, I got screwed so many times. Yeah. Well, you know, don't say that, man, because hopefully that won't happen to me, because I didn't wait for confirmation. You know, I didn't wait for confirmation on this trade that I took today on AMD, Nvidia, and Apple. Right. I'm up on them at the moment, but I should have waited for confirmation. Right. I should have waited for confirmation, but I didn't. And you know what? I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Like I say I don't care, but I do, because I want it to go the way that I need it to go. But if it doesn't, it's okay. You know, I'll just sell them, and I'll take another position tomorrow, or whenever I see another opportunity that looks like a turnaround, or a rejection, or yeah, I mean, it is what it is, bro. You can't be a freaking psychic. You know what I mean? So you kind of got to pick a strategy, pick a reason to do it, and then just do it. I think that's most people, because I talk to a lot of guys, younger guys, you know, in their 20s. And I play games and I work with younger guys. And they don't trade stocks. They don't get into, you know, investments or any of these things, not because, you know, they're too dumb or whatever. It's just they don't have the risk tolerance. You know what I mean? And I think that's what it really is knowing how to manage your risk more than anything else. Yeah, I care about every dollar, bro. Yeah, it's what are you willing to risk, right? And sacrifice ultimately. Like what are you willing to lose to get a gain? You know, I think that's more or less the like anthem of every stock trader and business person in general. Like anyone that has a business, that's what they're looking at. They're looking at the opportunity cost. They're looking at the risk analysis. Any good business owner, anyway. Not every business owner, right? They're looking at what is my reward, what's my investment, what's my risk. Like they have to look at that to be successful. And it's the same thing with trading. I mean, there's no difference. You got to look at what are your you know, what's your potential for it to do what you think it's going to do based on X, based on whatever factors you have, right? What are the signs? How strong are they? So what are your chances of it going this way? It sounds like gambling a bit. I mean, maybe it is to some extent, but it's more about understanding what your risk to reward is, right? So like what I was saying is how I don't care if this goes down. I don't, because I know that I'll just get out, right? Now, the only thing I don't want it to do is go sideways. Because if it goes sideways, then it's just going to kill the premium. It's going to kill the options value, because they expire this Friday, right? And like that's just that's the worst thing that can happen, is it goes sideways. The stocks need to go up or down. They can't just go sideways. So Apple, actually, if you look at the day chart on Apple, yeah, even though everyone wants to be, what up, Beat Freak? Boots and cats, right? On the day chart on Apple, it's got a candlestick pattern right here that it wants to create. I don't know if it's going to. I mean, this thing could wick and fall back down on Apple. It could, but it's looking pretty strong right now. I mean, it's 3 o'clock and it's up pretty high. You know, this is the daily chart right here, by the way, and it has consolidation. But sometimes you need consolidation to catch that next move, right? Which is important. But on where are the beatbox reactions? Like on Apple, it started to consolidate, went down, and then it broke up. But I don't know if it's a strong enough, like long enough consolidation period, right? It could just kind of swoop up a little bit, and then that's it. That's the end of the run, you know? I mean, it could continue to go up when it has these overextended sort of runs and then continues to run. It's like your guess is as good as mine, right? There's really nothing to base it on because it's overbought and it's continuing to go up. Apple seems to do that a lot. Apple will get overbought and then it'll just keep going. Like it's just for no reason or rhyme. It'll just keep running, and you don't know where the top is. You don't know what's going to happen with it, right? It makes a base for a takeoff. I mean, yeah, that's the whole idea. And so whenever it comes back down, there's something for it to bounce on, right? And it creates the ascending lines and patterns and everything like that. What up, George? I mean, I just haven't been making a lot of videos, man. I've been trying to trade and make money. I've got a new house. I've got other stuff going on. I haven't been able to make any videos like that. That's really what it is. So I've treated this channel kind of how I treat everything else, like businesses that I've had and anything that I do for money. I kind of treat it the same way, which is involve it in whatever it is that I'm doing in my life, right? Like anybody who's been around the channel for a long time knows that I used to do, because I've talked about it, I used to have a band. I used to play shows all over the place. I was on a small record label. We released an album, kind of broke up on the second album. But thanks, bro. Congrats. And then I just moved on. You know what I mean? So I just kind of, just do what it is that I'm into at the time, right? And this is what I'm into. I've been into this for a long time, but I've never really shared it with people on my channel on this level. So it's just something that I enjoy doing. I love doing. Real estate's another one that I enjoy and love doing. But I mean, Beat Freak, if you're interested in stocks, I did make a couple of sort of not so great introduction to stocks and options videos on my channel. You can go check those out. And another good creator who will really teach you more than I can is this guy named Lawrence Lee, right? He doesn't know that I'm shouting him out or anything. I don't know, but I watch his channel a lot. Because he has some really, really good information. So if you're trying to learn about options or about just stocks in general, Lawrence Lee is a very smart dude. He's not a very big creator or anything. He's like one of these sort of small channels that has I think like 1,000 or 2,000 subscribers or something like that. But he knows what he's talking about, right? I mean, it's not about if he's right or wrong or whatever. It's that he knows what he's talking about and he can help guide you in the right direction. So for me, yeah, I want to guide some people in direction. But really, it's just about hanging out with other people that trade. For me, that's more or less what it is. It's just having a community of other people that are like-minded, like making businesses, like trading, like doing fun things. I mean, I like music stuff, so it is what it is. Beatboxing is crazy right now. But keep doing it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm like done with beatbox. I haven't made one in a while, right? Will I make another one? Maybe, probably at some point. I just haven't had the time to. I've been busy doing other things. This is one of the things that I've been doing, right? So there's nothing. It's not permanent by any means. Me doing anything, right? It's just this is what I'm doing, And if nobody wants to watch, if you're not interested, because I look at my channel and there's 150,000 subscribers and 40 million views I've gotten. I've deleted a lot, but out of those people, somebody's going to be interested in, I mean, just about anything really, And I'm not like, I don't want to be stuck to one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have to be making the same video over and over again. And for a while, that's what I was doing. Yeah, I mean, it does, but I got a pretty strong computer, I was actually going to add another monitor because of the RAM. I think it's 64 gigs of RAM right now, and I was going to add some RAM to it, but it's I got a lot of power on my computer. Like nothing's glitching or lagging or anything like that as far as I can tell. If it does, it's my internet. 9 times out of 10, it's my internet. because I'll have 10 things going on my internet, like a tablet, 2 phones, PlayStation, laptop, computer, all going at the same time. That's generally speaking, that's whenever some stuff starts lagging. So when I'm playing on my PlayStation, I play PUBG a lot. When I'm playing PUBG, I'll go around the house and make sure that all the tablets and all the stuff's off, just so I don't get shot in the back while I'm, you know what I mean? Just so I don't get shot in the back while I'm dealing with it, because that could happen. It starts lagging and then somebody shoots you in the back and you don't even know they're there because they didn't show up. But I mean, there's AMD right there, coming back to retest that high from earlier. Nvidia's not far behind it, but it's not looking quite as strong. So if it breaks 110, really 111.50 ish, then it's good. I'm going to hang on to my calls. I'll hang on to my calls till tomorrow. Take a little gamble, walk on the wild side, And I think the next point is like the 115, 116 area. So if it can break past that 111.5 and kind of come back up to this other point of resistance here, then I'll just take the profits and call it a day, and it's a win. It's not $1 million, but hey, I was talking about your mind, not your monitor. Change or something occupies before my yeah. Lag on servers on PUBG are crazy, But yeah, that's why I made that bad call this morning. That trade that I made that I didn't really lose a lot of money on, but it was still a bad trade and it was avoidable. And the reason is because my mind is going all over the place, right? And I'm thinking about things like, is the stream working? Do I have sound, right? Can I monitor the comments, right? Because I'm not a streaming expert, so I have my phone pulled up and I'm switching back and forth between the stream comments and the and Thinkorswim on my phone, because I trade on my phone and my computer at the same time, so I could have multiple orders going in, right? Like quickly. But I'm sort of talking while I'm trying to monitor what's going on, right? I mean, the good thing about it is these positions that I have, I'm not planning on selling this stuff till tomorrow, right? Till tomorrow or until it completes the pattern that I'm expecting it to complete. But I still have to monitor it to make sure that it's not just going to dump down and completely forget the pattern and just dip out. You know what I mean? Like I need to make sure that it's not going to take a crap on me. Or if it does spike, be ready to sell it. Like I need to know what's going on with it. So just kind of having it there to be able to look at is kind of why I have it up, right? Because I've already made my purchases for the day, right? Nah, man. Stock means we are ready to take the gamble. That's why we invested in that particular stock, but you don't need to beat yourself up. Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. This morning I made a bad call, right? And I lost like $60. Not a big deal. I'm up a couple hundred now on the day, but it's more about, I think Osama was saying earlier, it's Osama, you were saying something about keeping your emotions in check or something to that effect, and that's the most important thing. Like everything else, it's just trading. It's just making a judgment call based on what you got, what you're looking at. And realistically, it's if you can keep your emotions in check, then you win, because you can't make a judgment call or make investments based on your emotions. Like it's not going to work out, right? The only time that making a judgment call based on your emotions work is in a relationship. And even then, it's probably not the best idea. It's just not a good idea. All right, we got about 40 minutes left in the market. So I'm just going to kind of watch it, see what happens. Usually what I do, because I'll trade sometimes throughout the day, and I'll have a stream on in the background, and I'll just let it run in the background. You know, no big deal. That way I can hear any call outs that they're making, that kind of thing. You know, it does look overextended on NVIDIA. The VIX looks overextended to the downside, so it might make a turnaround here at some point. But the question is, will it spike up high enough to take out that previous high from today, right? Which is what I'm watching to see, because it's coming up on the last 30 minutes of trading, and it's got to have a strong close. If it has a really strong close on all these today, then I'll feel confident in the calls that I bought. So if it sort of comes up to this close and then just goes down, or it doesn't close strong, I'm gonna be biting my nails. I'm gonna be biting my nails and freaking out. I wonder if I made the right decision, you know. But so far, so good. I mean, earlier I was saying the VIX, I got the VIX going down to like 1870 or something like that, 1876, I think it was, or 1867. It's one of those. It's one of those numbers. And right now it's at 1897. So I'm looking for it to continue. 1867 is the previous low from a week ago. That's kind of what I'm looking at. It's 3:25 in the afternoon right now, Beat. Do you stream trading usually? Nah, bro. This is my first day of streaming trading. It's the first time. This morning was the first time I streamed anything other than playing a video game, right? I played Five Nights at Freddy's like 2 or 3 years ago or something like that, a long time ago. And that was really the only time I ever streamed. And that was with a camera, you know. Oh, wait, no, I did stream once before. I want to say using... just playing the guitar and hanging out with people when I didn't have any subscribers. I had like 100 subscribers or something. So I didn't really care. I'm like, oh, no one's going to watch it. I didn't care what showed up on my channel at all. You know, now I kind of do. Like, I want my thumbnails to look good. I want to make sure that I'm at least making useful content, right? Or funny or interactive. I want it somehow to be worth something, right? Like, to people watching it. Even though I have a creative side. What's up, Indonesia? Was that Ree? Yeah, I probably will. I'll probably be streaming more trading, you know, just because it is something that I do. I may end up streaming tomorrow in the morning just to see how these trades that I'm making, that I've made today, right, that I bought with the intention of selling either this afternoon or tomorrow, just to see how they panned out. So anyone watching the stream that has been in the stream, and we've had people come in and out. From earlier this morning, there was a couple hundred people that were watching altogether. So they can come back and see the trades that I made. You know, the ones from earlier today that I made that I lost out on. But I mostly broke even. I guess I lost $6 on one, and I made $6 on another. Those trades, I knew went south as soon as I ended the stream. They went the direction that I went, that I wanted them to go, which is down. AMD went down. So, but then it came back, because I'll show you. Let me pull up AMD. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. This morning I ended the stream about right here, right in this little spike channel at 10:10, give or take. It was something like 10:15, and then I re-entered into some puts and sold them down here, you know, down at the end of the spike where it hit my support. So, I mean, that's not on the stream, right? But it didn't break down past this line that I drew, so I had to get out of the position. I think I sold it right in the middle of this green candle. But then I got in the calls, I want to say right around this level. I sort of bought them over the course of an hour or so. Because the Apple, AMD, and NVIDIA were all showing signs, as well as the QQQ, of a reversal, of a one-day reversal. So, I mean, it could keep going. I have a channel, but I don't have any subs. I have like 3 videos or something. What advice do you give me to make my YouTube channel grow? Make more videos. That would be my advice. You only have 3 videos. make more videos. I made you know how many videos I made before? Well, let me ask you, how many videos do you think I made before I got 1,000 subscribers? Or heck, even 1,000 views. How many videos do you think I made before I had 1,000 views? Maybe you kind of probably be a little shocked. It's like 60. It's like 60 videos. Yeah, this is a reversal on AMD. For sure. It's got to keep going. It's got to keep going. Yeah. Apple too. Yeah, 1,000 videos. No, I think I only have like 200 and I've made probably about 300 videos, but on the channel I want to say there's like 250 or something like that. But I've probably made like, no, I made more. I've made like 500 videos. Half the videos that I make don't even get up there. Now 20 or 25. I mean, when I first started my channel, I used to have, I would take like a month to edit videos. Like it would take me a long time to edit videos because I was still learning. You know, I was still learning how to edit, learning how to make thumbnails, learning how to come up with topics people would like, all that. I mean, there's a lot to it, you know. Right now, with me streaming this, I'm not taking any of that into account. I'm just streaming me doing what I'm doing. Like that's literally what I'm doing. I'm just streaming me doing what I want to do. Because I'm not trying to get views. I'm not trying to, you know, like I don't care about that. This is more so one, I can hopefully look back on it and see why I made the decisions I made, and hopefully people that watch it at some point like to trade, you know what I mean, and they learn something out of it, and the people that do trade that watch my channel will give us something to talk about, right? That's really it. There's no other reason. You know, I'm not trying to be like this big financial guru expert or whatever. Because there's enough of those out there. There's enough financial guru experts out there that don't know anything. I mean, there's a couple of trading channels that I watch that the guys, or that I have watched, that the guys are just, they just don't know what they're talking about. Like, and I don't mean like, you know, they made the wrong call. I mean like they just don't know what they're talking about, you know? And yet somehow they still have thousands of people watching their stream. You know, it's because they're going for views. They're trying to get people to watch their channel, even though it's not quality content, right? They're not actually teaching them anything or anything like that. I see that a lot. I won't put any names out there, but you know, there's a few of them. If you know how to trade stocks, you know how you invest or how you buy and sell stocks and options, things like that. If you know how to do that and you go watch some of these channels that are out there, you know right away they're full of crap. It's easy to spot. But I mean, I don't want to be that, you know. I don't want to be that. Get rich tomorrow gurus. Yeah, there's a lot of those, you know. And even more than that, there's other people that are capitalizing on trying to be a guru, right? With being a guru and not knowing anything about what they're guruing about. I know, because I've watched some of those people. You know, I'll subscribe to some of those people. Like, that's how I found out that they don't know what they're talking about. So, but I mean, AMD and Apple and Nvidia, they're all doing the same thing, man. They're all popping late in the day. You know, so which is usually a good sign. Usually when a stock pops and it closes very strong at the end of the day, that last that last 10 minutes of trading, or that last 5 minutes, a lot of times it's an indicator of what's going to happen the next day. You know, even if it dumps in the pre or in the post market or whatever in the pre market, those last few minutes kind of tells you what the big boys are doing, right? If they want to buy more stuff to have for the next day, right? Or if they're trying to get rid of all their positions. So I'll really be watching it closely whenever it gets down to the last 10 minutes of trading. You know, I'll see if everybody's just dumping their positions because they're worried about what's going to happen, or if everybody's buying stuff up because they're optimistic. So if everybody's buying stuff up and everything closes strong, then I'm just going to hang on. If everybody starts dumping, so will I. I'll dump too, because I can't stomach a loss. You know, am I still going to be able to like be alive? Yeah, sure, of course. You know what I mean? And it's that's fine. But I don't particularly want to see my funds go down if I can help it, right? Which I mean, that is just part of trading. Your funds go up and down, and it just happens. But it's never fun to watch. So hopefully that doesn't happen. You got to keep your fingers crossed for me. Alrighty, so yeah, catch you next time, bro. I'll probably be doing it tomorrow, just to see how these trades turn out. So hopefully it's not like this morning where I woke up at 9 o'clock and I'm like, oh crap. Yeah, that's not good. I know I'm vaping. It's not healthy. I get it. So AMD on the 5 minute. Yeah, don't say fingers crossed, man. Don't say it. You're scared that, you know? I know I said it. I know I said it, but don't say it. That's like that's like the death look right there. Make me go outside and smoke the other half a pack of cigarettes. All right. It's still going. Everything's still kind of moving. It came up, reclaimed this second dump that it had. Stochastics are going down. RSI a little bit high. Yeah, take care, bro. The stochastics are coming back down to normal levels, giving it a little more room to jump up. So there is a good chance that this continues. It's just such a weak movement to the upside. You know, this candle I would like to see on Apple and on Nvidia, AMD. Go over to the 1 hour chart. I would like to see this candle reach higher. I don't think it's going to make it all the way back up here by the end of the day, right? I just don't see that happening. But I do see this at least coming back up to where it was for a close. You know, I could see that happening. And is it going to happen? I don't know, but I could see that happening, right? It's not far outside of the realm of things that would happen. Now, if it jumped way up and was like 270, you know, holy cow, right? But I don't think that's going to happen. I think, or 280, I'm sorry. If it breaks this initial 275, we're good. I'm golden. You know, got no problems. Life's good. Yeah, take care, bro. Got some videos to do. Go make some videos, man. Get to where you got like 40 or 50 videos, and then, you know, and then you can assess like, what are you doing wrong, right? That's more or less what you need to do. That's what I did anyway. I mean, my channel's not amazing or anything. It's not huge, or I'm not Mr. Beast, but that's what you need to do. All right, we got about 20 minutes left in this stream. 23 minutes to be exact. It's still kind of going here. A little bit sideways. That's okay. The Qs are still moving up. The AMD and Apple, both kind of moving up a little bit. Nothing crazy happening. The VIX is actually dumping down to this previous low, which if it breaks this previous low of 1867, then it's going to dump down even further. It's probably going to drop down to, you know, previous levels of 1780, right? So if it breaks that, you know, to the moon, right? Like all this stuff's going to start going up. And I think that's what the market's sort of anticipating. When you look at it, it's anticipating a turnaround. It knows that it wants to turn around. I don't think it's going to be a long-term. It could be a long-term turnaround, but until there's confirmation, I'm interested in 1-2 day trades, right? I'm interested in getting out while striking while the iron's hot, kind of thing. I don't want to hold positions for 6 weeks or 6 years or 6 months. Or I really don't want to hold them for 6 hours, but you know, sometimes you have to when you're taking a swing trade like I do, which is what I do mostly, is swing trade. you kind of just got to hold on and wait and watch the pattern happen. I mean, the VIX broke a pretty big triangle to the downside, so it's got a lot of room to go down, and it looks like it probably will. So I'm just going to keep watching it, see what happens. All right, this is down at 19 now, down below 19. It's at 1881. So 1867, I think, was the low. So as long as it's below 1867, we're good. And I think that's what's going to happen. So hopefully, hopefully that comes to fruition. So I mean, it's got these trend channels that it creates. And if you understand how the trend channels work, you can make trades based on your trend channels, which is a lot of times that's all I do is I just make trades based on the trend channels. I won't even look at support and resistance levels. I'll look at descending and ascending and descending support levels through trend channels, which is what I'm doing right now. And so far it was good. I mean, AMD and NVIDIA both broke the downside of the daily trend, right? And they broke the downside of the 5-minute trend on the day charts, or on the 5-minute chart. So it broke the downtrend from earlier today, from midday, to the upside. Did the same thing on the daily charts. It broke the downtrend to the upside. So now we're going to see if it's going to come back and break that downtrend again to the upside. So looks like it will. Probably create a flag or a pennant or a triangle or of some kind on NVIDIA, right? It'll create some kind of thing here. It may push up past 300 and re-enter this channel right here, right? This little channel that I drew there. It may come back and do that. I don't know. What's up, you perk? Why Park? Thanks for the comment. Thanks for watching for a second there. 274. So it's at 274. It's got to get to 275. It's got to break above 275. It looks like it wants to. It keeps spiking up above this 274.45. Keeps spiking above that. So we do have a downside wick on the 5-minute for NVIDIA, so that's not great, but we still have 20 minutes left in trading. It is at the top of the range for the day, or getting close to the top of the range. So as long as it closes like above or near the top of the trading range from today, I'm not really concerned. I think I'll do just fine on the calls. I could be wrong. I could take a bath. Hopefully not, but it looks like it's reversing on the day charts, right? And keep in mind too, I'm not investing my entire bank account. I'm taking a small position, 1-2 contracts, right, on all 3 of these I did today, which probably wasn't the best move, but that's what I did. And right now I'm up on them, so it's fine. But I took positions with the amount of money that I'm willing to lose, right? And I know what my exit point is. So if it ends up going down, I know when I'm going to get out, right? Like NVIDIA, if it breaks down below 270, I'll probably get out, right? AMD, same thing, breaks down below 108 again, I'm done. I'm just going to get out, because it got rejected hard. And then I'll be looking for another reentry. I'll be looking for that reentry at 105, right? For calls to the upside, or 103, 105, that area. And I'll have to reassess it. But Apple is a little bit of a harder one because it likes to run and just continue and just go and go and go. We do have a bit of a flag that was created on Apple, and it broke it to the north side. So it could come back down and touch that flag, right? And, continue the downside. But right now it's looking really strong to the upside. So I'm not too concerned about Apple at the time or at the moment. And like I said, all 3 of these that I have, they're not big positions. They have the potential to pay out really well, because you can put in $150 or $200 into each contract, and as long as it makes the move that you're thinking that it's going to make, it ends up being from 150 to 500 or 600 or 1,000, right? It could go up that much. It's happened to me many times. So I'm willing to risk losing, $50 or $100 or even a couple $100. I'm willing to risk losing that if, I have the potential to make 1,000 or 500. I'm willing to risk that. That's fine for me. I don't mind that. It's about 15 minutes left in trading, and I have to pee really badly. So I'm going to go pee, all right? I'll be right back. I'm sorry, but I got to piss. All right. Sorry about that. When you got to go, you got to go. You know what I mean? I could have been worse. I could have farted on stream. Like, that would have been worse, I guess. So a little bit of a dump. No, I didn't take a dump. It's dumping the last 5 minutes. So I'm just watching it to see what it does. I think this is anticipation for the end of the trading day. Hopefully it continues to go up, like I've been saying. As long as it does, then I'm good. I'm just gonna hang on till tomorrow and see what happens. Which we're hitting those EMAs. So if it breaks below these EMAs, comes back to VWAP again, that's not a whole lot of strength. I don't know, man. I don't know. Q's still trying to bounce, still trying to go up. Apple still trying to bounce, still trying to go up. VIX still trying to dump, still trying to go down, which is what we want. AMD still trying to bounce. It's actually sitting kind of neutral right now at the end of this little run. It came down back a little bit, came back down. And it's just trying to decide if it wants to keep going down, to come back to touch this spike at 109.6, but hopefully it doesn't. I mean, it can, but it's nothing in the world if it does. Hopefully it just continues to keep going up, Hang on a second. I'm also trading on my phone, so I have to go back and forth between the stream and my phone. So if you're making a comment and I don't see it and I say anything to you, it's not intentional. It's because I need to monitor multiple trades that I'm making or multiple stocks that I'm watching in multiple different fashions, so I can have 5 or 6 different perspectives on. I want to have as many perspectives as I possibly can on a trade that I'm making, however possible, right? That's why a lot of times I'll watch streams, because I want to know what they think about the stock that I'm watching, right? Or the stock that I'm trading. I want to know what they think, because nobody's psychic with stocks, right? You can be pretty good at predicting them based on different factors, political factors, or economic factors, or technical factors, or whatever it is. But there might be something that you don't realize, right? Which happens a lot. So right now I'm just going to watch these. Hello. Trading or gambling? A little bit of both, man. A little bit of both. Trading and gambling, same time. I mean, I've got support and resistance trend lines that I'm trading off of, and I don't have a lot of money invested into the options. Like I said, I've only bought 1 or 2 contracts. I missed the move this morning. So I'm just playing it light. I'll probably hang on to what I have till tomorrow. I have calls on AMD, Apple, and NVIDIA, right, that I bought earlier during that dip. But, we'll see what happens tomorrow, I guess. Really, I need to find out what's going to happen during this close. That's what I'm looking for. How's this thing going to close? Is it going to close strong? Apple, if Apple closes strong, there's a good chance that it'll continue back to the upside, right? That doesn't mean it's going to, but if it closes strong, there's a good chance that it will, just because of the candlestick pattern that it created. So, yeah, it's wicking to the downside, and it's hitting that ascending support. It looks like it might break through it. The Q's kind of doing the same thing a little bit. QQQ kind of doing the same thing. So is AMD. They're all doing that. It's this last 10 minutes of trading that I'm most interested in, because I want to know what market sentiment is like. You know, I want to know how people are feeling about the next day, right? So I feel like the last 10 minutes of trading, these last few minutes, will tell me if people are trying to get in for the next day, or if they're trying to get out because they're like their gains for the day and they're done, right? So we got a nice little pop. Hopefully it comes back up and holds. That'll tell me, you know, what I need to do. Basically, tell me if I'm making a bad call or not. 1865 on the VIX, which is below the 1867. Let's see, pull back to the 15. Yeah, so it's a new low on the VIX, new low, which means that everything's probably going to run. I hope. You know, when it reaches a new low like that, it's an indicator that it's going to continue down, right? At least for short foreseeable future. So, I mean, that's good. It's making everything spike, because 1867 was previous low. It broke it by 2 cents. Because it broke it by 2 cents, that's almost confirmation. I usually like to see 5 cents, but 2 cents is, I guess you could say, it's confirmed for the VIX to continue down, right? 63, there it goes. It's going down. What about target on your channel? Yeah, I mean, I was talking about this earlier, where I've just made so many videos and they're the same video over and over and over again, and that I treat my channel the way that I treat my life. I just kind of do what I'm into at the time, right? I've been in trading for a long time, but that's what I'm doing now. I mean, does that mean I'm doing that forever? That's all I do? No. I just, making the same video, I can only make the same video for so long, right? Like guitar style videos. I've made so many. And beatbox videos. I've made so many, you know? I deleted half of them, but I made so many. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. And once, you never know, I might get tired of making stock videos or whatever, money videos, and then I just don't make them anymore. I mean, it is what it is. That's why I have 100. I'm not that I'm bragging. I'm saying that's why I have 150,000 subscribers, because I go from topic to topic. Not that you're not supposed to do that. That's not the way you want to do things. But a lot of my subscribers, my audience, is from different types of topics, right? So they're not all just for one type of topic. Some channels are like that, where they just have one topic and everybody comes to see that one topic. And that's fine, you know. But I'm not trying to be Mr. Beast. I'm just making videos because I like them. Yeah, see, VIX is still dumping, 1857. Apple, still kind of hanging out. QQQ going up. Come on, take out that new high. It's doing that pattern as well, whatever, Morningstar, whatever that's called. That's what it looks like. AMD and NVIDIA are kind of following each other right now. Apple looks like it might go down a little bit. It's okay. We just need strong close. It's pretty near the top. Just need a strong close. Come on. That's all we really need, is a strong close. We need a strong close on Apple, NVIDIA, and AMD. That's what we need. We need a strong close on all three, right? VIX, it's still heading south, so I think we might get it. And then, you know, we'll just open up tomorrow and see what's happening. I try not to judge with the pre-market and post-market. The only thing that I really look at them for is their spikes, to see if their spikes have created any kind of pattern, right? Because sometimes they will in the pre-market or post-market. The spikes from the trading will create some kind of pattern when you put it all together, right? When you look at the 5-minute chart or 4-hour chart or whatever. But as far as an indicator of where it's going for the day, it's not always right. It's not always accurate. It's like a different breed of people that trade pre-market and post-market. The people that don't like competition or don't like action, I guess. So they trade in the post-market because there's a lot less action going on. So the volume's not there. So and here we're about to go into the last 5 minutes of trading in about 30 seconds. So as long as that last 5 minute candle closes really strong, I'm going to hang on. I'm not going to sell anything. I'm just going to hang on till tomorrow and swing all of these into tomorrow. Because it did make a newer low today on the VIX. And the Qs made a newer high from the past week or so. Or the past few days. And then it's got some resistance. How much do I, in this account? I don't have much. I only have a couple $1,000s in this account. I don't trade a lot of money. I kind of just do it and take my gains, take my earnings, and that's it, you know. I try to keep my bills pretty low too, you know. I've only got a few $1,000s in bills every month. So that's all intentional. All right, so we got a bit of a dump on the last 5 minute candle. Nothing crazy. Doesn't look bad, you know. I don't know if you're talking about how much I have, like how much money I have, or how much my net worth is. I don't know, or how much stuff like shares I own. I don't own any stock right now. If I do, it's like some random penny stocks that I lost on 5 years ago or something. But I have a couple shares or a couple of NVIDIA options, Apple options, and AMD options calls. I have calls for each of them for this Friday. So it looks like they might play out the way that I was expecting. We still have some time left on this candle for it to kind of turn around and go up. So these last 5 minutes of trading usually have pretty heavy volume, and I'm just not seeing it. There's not a lot of volume on these last 5 minutes of trading. So I don't know if that's good or bad, you know, but it's not dumping. It's not spiking. Like I just need to see it do something. So I know what I need to do, you know. Sideways action I don't like. I'm going to drop it down to the 1 minute chart, see if I see anything. And it's a little overextended here. It's pulling back from this. Yeah, it's just, you know. It's just kind of hanging out. It's not really doing anything. The volume did pick up in the last 10 minutes, but these last couple minutes, usually the volume, especially on a Monday, there is some volume there, I guess, but I mean, there was more volume earlier in the day today at around like 11 o'clock, you know what I mean, than there is right now, which is crazy because usually power hour in the last 10 minutes to close has almost as much volume as the beginning of the day. So I don't know if that means anything, but yeah, it just is what it is. NVIDIA is still above that descending support. Too complicated for you. Yeah, it takes a lot to learn. You know, it takes a lot to learn how to do it. And even when you know everything that you need to do, you can still lose money. You know, I still lose money. I've been trading for a long time, and I still lose money, like regularly. The thing is, I make more money than I lose, but, you know, not always. Sometimes I lose money, and I'm not proud of it. But it's the name of the game. You know, you got to risk. You got to be willing to risk to make money. It's the way it is. If you're not willing to risk any money, you're not going to make any money. You know, you'll be paid your hourly wages wherever because the owner is assuming the risk. Like that is what it is. If you try to play safe on everything, every aspect of your life, money especially, which you can't take it with you when you die. You can't take your money with you. You know, it's not coming with you. So why worry about it? As long as you have food and people that you care about around you, and you have things going in your life that are good, then you're fine. You know, that's more important than money. Trading, I kind of look at like a video game. Only two watching. Yeah, there's been, I don't know, there was a couple hundred people in here earlier today. Today's not exactly the height of what's it called? Today's not exactly or right now it's not exactly the height, the pinnacle of trading time. So not a lot of people that trade stocks are probably watching this at the moment. And I mean, to be honest, I was expecting 0 viewers when I first started streaming it. I was expecting 0. So, hey, I'm happy for the 2 viewers that are watching, man. I don't care. That's plenty for me. Yeah, we did. We had a decent close. So that's it. You know, it had a nice strong close on it, and I guess I'll wrap up the stream here. I am going to probably trade in the morning as well with the same stuff. Just seeing how my trades panned out, seeing where AMD, Apple, and Nvidia went, see if they continued the upside, if they went down, if I lost money, whatever. The bell is the end of trading. So that means that the market is now closed and it's post-market trading, which is aftermarket trading. So yeah, I mean, thank you guys for coming. I do appreciate it. You know, I'm trying something really strange and weird here. I know I don't trade this stuff very often. I don't do this very often. It's just something I like doing. So hopefully you guys enjoy it and you learn something, and we can bring some people in here and help build another community out of the 1,500 types of communities I have on my channel. So if Usama was in here, I would tell him that I'm going to smoke my other half a pack of cigarettes from the stress, but I'm not really. I'll probably go throw them away. So you guys have a good rest of the day, and yeah, take care. You guys have fun, man.